to się wyświetla w ogóle? Oczywiście. Ale nic nie zmieniłem, nie? To jest to samo, co przed chwilą było. I pisze, że live leci. Nie? Teraz powinno lecieć. Kurwa, przecież leci ten złom. No. No i zajebiście o to chodzi. Ja pierdolę. No ja wiem, no kurwa. No czekaj, no to teraz. Czekaj. I teraz. Jest już 3. Czemu miałbym być słychać? Nie no jak? Powinno być słychać. To jest niemożliwe. Dobra, teraz. teraz jak? Teraz ja za głośno gradzę ci, tak? No to dobra, to teraz nie wiem, jadę przez Luizjanę na południe. Jest za głośno głos, nie? Teraz powinno być lepiej. Znaczy nie wiem, bo ja to w słuchawkach i tak słyszę to dosyć głośno. Jeszcze ciszę ten silnik chyba. Teraz powinno być lepiej. Tak mi się wydaje już. Nie no, teraz to ja nawet tutaj lepiej słyszę. Co lepiej? Halo, mówię teraz. Halo, halo. Bo chodzi o to, że za dużo szumu jest, tak? A teraz jak słychać? Halo, halo, piesianiu moja. Czy słychać lepiej? No to... Tu grę jeszcze ciszej trochę? No halo, halo, mówię psianku. Laskotek na potek. A teraz jak jest? To ale wiesz, no No to chcę zobaczyć po prostu, czy będzie to działać odpowiednio, czy... Jak jest ten chuj za głośno, no to jak? Dobra, teraz jak to? Jak to brzmi? No i... Jak nie mam czatu włączonego? Jak nie mam czatu włączonego? To będę miał na telefonie, no? Co? Nie, to będzie pokazane, ile ludzi jest tutaj. No tak. No tak. Czekaj, to jak ja mam ci dać tego? Muszę wejść w twój komentarz jakiś, nie? A ty napisałeś coś? No co, mogę zaczynać chyba, nie? Dobrze. Dobrze. Dobra. Tak, tak. Nie. Tylko ciekawe, czy ja tutaj będę w stanie czat zobaczyć. Bo mi się to w ogóle nie wyświetla. Ja na razie tu nawet nie widzę tego, także... Dobrze, już dobrze. Co ci gada? Sianku, to jest co innego w ogóle. Y'all got 6 people on live. How are you guys doing? Siema. Hansa, how you doing, alright? Siema, Szmiku, siema. Hansa, how you doing, my friend? All good? I was originally born in Poland, grew up in Canada, live in UK, so yeah, kind of all over the place. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm just chilling. A bit sick to be honest, but decided to just do the first live, just to kind of display what we've got going on with the new V3 shader. Hey Maria, how you doing? You alright? All good? I'm glad you're here, bro. Hi, that's Emma. That vegetation is just spring PNG. There's not much to it. I've got the vegetation set into 100% as well, so it has the full amount of leaves on it. Hanzo, if you could run this on the 1660, be a tough task. You'd have to tune the settings down a little bit in certain places. PH Bark, how you doing? You alright? Yeah, 1660. I mean, you know, would be a tough task, but Maria, I play on a single ultra-wide monitor, but it's a 4K 32-inch, so not really an ultra-wide, but it's a curved one. ATS, using Project Next Gen, Project Ultimate ReShade, and SnowyMoon V2. One thing I'll have to set up, I do not have a second monitor at the moment. When I'm running with this FOV, I cannot get my GPS on the screen. I normally run it off my mobile, off my phone. I got my phone with the chat at the moment, so I just have to switch back to the GPS from time to time. Hanso, the Project Next Gen, you buy that on the Facebook fan page. You go on it, there's a pinned message on the top of the page. You go for it. In my opinion, it's well worth it. I mean, you can get shaders, you can get SnowyMoon and all of that, but then at the end of the day, the weather will make a massive difference. Where SnowyMoon overwrites a lot of the textures and renders a lot of textures. The lighting itself will be improved massively by PNG, and also the textures as well. I mean, where with SnowyMoon, you've got rendered textures and they look better. With PNG, those are actual textures input into the game. Right, I'm planning to release it next weekend if I'll get time to do that. Next week and maybe next midweek. Just planning on that. YTF. You could run it on any machine, but then you just have to kind of expect that, you know, if you're running a weaker GPU, the results might be a bit less. A bit less of a overall graphical change. It's understandable. The better the GPU, the better the graphics, and then what you can actually push out of it. I mean, if you can run SnowyMoon and PNG, then you'd be able to run reshades. But totally up to you if you want to do that or not. I think that the biggest hit at the moment will just be the rendering system by SnowyMoon. PNG will take a little bit of performance as well, but in my opinion, if you can run SnowyMoon and PNG, then you'll be fine running reshades as well. Of course, not on the same resolutions as, let's say, 2K, 4K, but in your example you're using 1080p, so you should be fine, but decision's up to you. Yeah, 3060 Ti should be right. I mean, if you're looking for 1080p or 2K with some adjustments, it should be alright. Do I think the ATS looks better than ETS2? In a sense, yes, because it has much wider kind of a outlook to it. Similar thing to one-to-one maps in ETS2. You can see that the skyboxes look much better. The horizon is much farther than just a normal 1:19 map from SCS. So I think the ATS will have the skyboxes more exposed than ETS2. ETS2 looks good as well, but I think what makes it pop is just the skyboxes and the way they're exposed in the ATS. Of course, different vegetation as well. And ATS was made a couple of years after ETS2, so even some of the older DLCs might look a little bit better than, let's say, DLC Italy or something like that. Siema Przemek. Czy będę robił jakiś reshape pod Winter Experience? Zobaczymy, jak to będzie wyglądać. Najpierw musiałbym to dostać, przetestować i zobaczyć, jak to będzie działać, i wtedy zdecydujemy, czy coś będziemy robić w tym kierunku. Wydaje mi się, że Beach będzie działać z tym ok, ale mówię, no tam będzie o wiele więcej białego światła przez śnieg, także jeszcze zobaczymy, jak to będzie wyglądać. Lenny, my boy, how we doing, mate? You all good? I'm happy that you tuned in, mate. You're saying that looks good enough? Yeah, I mean, it does look good. But there's a couple of scenarios that I need to run and see how that'll actually work on different setups as well. As with the V3, there'll be a bit less of the rendering bit to it, but I think it will just look a little bit better on all the setups. I'll just have to tweak it to, if you go down to 1080p and you're running with 1080p and TAA, the smoothing of the textures will have to be much better than DLSS. And let's say for someone that runs 4K, so I'll just have to run through certain scenarios and just make sure that it looks right, and then hopefully next week and we can actually release it. you doing, Tucker Dance? You alright? I'm glad you're here, mate. Yeah, Maria. I speak Polish as well, and I try to keep the stream in English. But then, you know, if someone asks a question in Polish, you know, I think it's alright to just answer in that language. So, kind of bilingual. You thought that it was real? Yeah, I know. I use the extended seat mode, extended seat view mode. Adjust the FOV to around 90, well 85 to 90, depends on the truck and the position of the dashboard. And then I just adjust the camera accordingly to it. In certain trucks it might not work, you might need to add the definition file to it, or get the mod of the extended seat view and add the definition of that truck to that mod if the mod is unlocked. So yeah. Right, yeah, I'm going back to your comment now. Yeah, so if you're looking at the reshades that I released, the most demanding effect will be the arcane bloom, but everything else, it's not really that demanding. The V3 is not demanded at all. I think that on a 5080 it takes 1% of the card, small color grading, a little bit of rendering and adjustments, but yeah, I mean V3 should not take that much of performance. Hey, Texas Edition Custom Shop, I'm glad you like it, man. Glad you like it. Yeah, we're just doing some runs in Louisiana. I did have a couple of runs for it already, but not discovered all the roads yet, so maybe we'll get it done on today's stream. Right here, just coming back on the performance bit, there's a lot of reshade presets which are going to use heavy effects, which of course will affect performance as well. So yeah, there's all kinds of reshade effects. Sometimes you might get reshades that will take 25% of your card output, so you know it differs. Do I think that this is one of the best graphics out there? Everyone has their own opinions and the look, the way they want the game to look. So I'm satisfied with it. I run DLSS with 125 scaling in 4K. Yeah, the bloom is nice in the preset. It will take a little bit of performance, but it shouldn't really affect it that much, to be honest. Because I need to actually see where I'm going. I've got the GPS in there, but I can't actually see it from that. Ed King, I'm running PNG. Should be around up the PNG today. I am using it. You can actually see my see the GPS in here. Let's scroll it up. Okay, that's where the trigger was. Yes, I'm using a 5080, the RTX 5080. Yeah, it can make sense. To be honest, when I'm running convoys, or when I play with friends, I don't really use any mods, so I just kind of enjoy the drive that we're having. That's it. I'll attempt to park this. It's a tight space, but we'll see what we can do with that. Hans, it's my first live now. Just went live around, what, 20 minutes ago, so it's the first time I went live. Okay, let's see what we can actually do with that. Yeah, Hans, I'm planning to do lives a bit more regularly now. I haven't really done them in the past much. Just been doing the videos. I'm planning to do it a bit longer, so yeah. Head King, thanks so much. 100% that's not what they would actually order the bins to. Yeah, YTF, yeah. Toolkit Slate. No, those are all the paid mods that I'm using on stream. But there's a lot of reshades online that you can get for free, a lot of different configurations of it, so try to get something. Go to Huma now. 1% damage is mandatory, yeah? Yeah, cool kid Slade, but I'd advise to maybe get a graphics mod first, then SnowyMoon, and then start looking into reshades to just enhance the look. Right, if you're asking if it's using any paid effects, it does not. It uses the base ones. Well, with an extended config, of course, but it uses. It does not use any paid effects to go with. There's reshades packs that use paid effects, but yeah, this one will just require normal effects. Yeah, right here, yeah. There's a bit more to it, but generally you would be right, yeah. When ReShade launches, you mean Project Ultimate ReShade? It's launched already, it has 2 versions on it. V3 will be launching next week, or next week and I hope. Right here, I mean, it depends, you know. If you actually look at the POV videos of drivers driving in the US, you could see that you've got all different kind of states, and then they look all different. If you look at California, yeah, most of the southern parts, or even southeast, you're looking at deserts, so more of a yellowish kind of scenery. If you're looking down south like Louisiana, you'll see a way more green scenery than some other states. You know, a lot of contrast in there. You look at East Coast, most of the times just greener landscapes than, let's say, Nevada or Colorado or places like that. Hey, Miss Goldrush, what's buggy? You mean the stream or? Hey Mozali, how you doing? You alright? All good? Nice to see you here, man. Moz, I'm just trying to kind of wing this with a just switching back and forth on the GPS. Ed, I'm happy you like the content, and I'm trying. Look, Moj, the thing is, I've got my GPS in here. I can't see my chat, because I need to buy myself a second monitor to be up somewhere on the side so I can actually see chat. I was doing the videos, it's all good, but when you're actually streaming, I think a second monitor would really do well in here. See, I've got that, Ed, I've got that. I normally run this on my phone. I do not have a spare tablet, and I'll either have to get a tablet or get a monitor and then just run the GPS on my phone. Because normally when I drive with this POV, I would have the Truxim GPS on my phone. Audio is low, yeah? You mean the game audio, or you can't hear me properly? Matkiss, if you're looking at PNG, it's 25 euros for Euro Truck Simulator. If you're looking at SnowyMoon V2, it's €1 a month, and then Project Ultimate ReShade, it's $6, €5.5 a month. Ed, I think that he updated his app to the Louisiana DLC. Yeah, more. That's what I mean. I think I'm just gonna get a smaller kind of a monitor. Maybe something that I can set up vertically. That might help. Ed, you know what I had to do? I had to go to the App Store, uninstall it and install it again, and then it was popping up. I plan to upgrade to 980 3XA. At the moment, I'm thinking I'm doing alright with the 5800. I'll see how it goes with the lives, streams and everything. I'll probably update it at some point. I've updated to a 5080 first, as that was a must. I was running a 3080 before, so yeah, I'll have to upgrade that processor at some point as well. Yeah, some of the trees from Spring PNG have issues with SnowyMoon's rendering. Most of the things will look alright. However, there's still a lot of things to be fixed with the rendering, with the prefabs, with certain vegetation bits. So yeah, I'd say overall it looks alright. But yeah, Moise, that's a beast. You know, that's a beast to run it. Ronak, how you doing? Alright? Yeah, you can play in 4K, 100%. Yeah, your setup should be sufficient enough to play in 4K. You won't be able to use DLSS as you're on AMD. You should be fine with 4K. Moise, are you actually running 2 monitors at the moment? Or what's your setup that you've got? Ed, only stream. That's my first stream that I've run, so on the YouTube at the moment. I'm doing videos on TikTok as well. I might go live on TikTok at some point as well, but today is just like some sort of a test stream that I just wanted to run to see how everything looks. Yeah, Runa, I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy. No, Moise, I'm just asking about the monitor setup that you've got. Have you got a second monitor that you could like look at chat and all of that? Oh, Rush, I think the same thing, man. I think that there could be a lot of attention spent on textures and the overall outlook of the game. I would love that game to just look like that out of the box, that I can just, you know, buy it, enjoy it as is. Sake, I'm just having a look at your comment now. You'd have to describe what kind of a error you get. If it's something within the preset itself, it might just be a bug that occurs on it. You'd have to be a bit more specific with the error that you get. Teraz 22. Hej, siema, witam. Runak, at the moment, I'm using 100 scale on DLSS. I wasn't sure how well the stream is going to run with 125, so I went for that. But normally I would record in 125 scaling with DLSS as well. So you got 2 monitors, you see, that helps a lot. It'll help me now. I wouldn't have to switch between the in-game GPS back and forth. Face siema, jestem z Polski, ale wychowywałem się poza Polską większość czasu, wiesz? Guys, I do speak Polish as well, so there might be people from Poland coming into the stream. I hope that you guys don't mind if I answer in Polish. It's just easy to keep it like that. Can I show you how this looks with less zoom? I think you're talking about the FOV that I've got set. I'm not even attempting to park that in here with that long of a trailer. Yeah, this is not happening. Yeah, we're not gonna do that with this. Just dropping it off, getting the next load. Let's see if we could get the next drop. We'll go to Lake Charles now. Kind of going back to those places. Where have we got the pickup? Saki, yeah, I'm planning to stream in the future as well. So yeah, well today is a kind of a test stream, but I'm planning to do some streams in the future as well. That's nice. It'll be easy to just communicate in English and that. I appreciate that. Shadow B, how you doing, man? You alright? All good? So let me just show you how that'll look with a different FOV. So this is my FOV at the moment. Truck would look like this. Yeah. Well, I'm moving the seat. I'm not actually adjusting the FOV. Just moving the seat. FC w szoku byłeś. Miło, że podoba ci się ta grafika i te filmiki, które robię. Gold Rush, I bet it was. I bet it was. You know, to be honest, I think that we're 2-3 years away from achieving some great graphics with this, you know. In general with video games, but ATS and ETS specific. Saki, I'm glad you're liking the videos, man. Thank you. JC Scruggs, I'm happy to hear that. if I can make someone's experience better, it makes me happy, man. Yeah, Runak, if you run 4K, it will reduce the shimmering on TAA 100%. You just have to make sure that you're running TAA, not TAA clarity, as clarity would add a lot more shimmer into it. But yeah, I mean, better resolution, and then you can even add some more effects to kind of smooth out the image without it making it blurry. So yeah, Shadow, yeah, it is a good view, yeah. Dzień dobry, panie Krzysztofie, dzień dobry, witam. Dobry wieczór. Yeah, Shadow, you know what? I'm not a truck driver in real life, so I do not have a set kind of a taste for what to go to, but I'm enjoying this view so far. I know that for a lot of people might not make sense to run it like this, so for me, this adds a bit more fun to it. Bardzo się cieszę, panie Krzysztofie, że miło słyszeć angielski. Any kind of Runak, any kind of a smoothing kind of a effect can be any of them. It's not anything specific. It's just something that will add a smoothing layer on it. You can drop me a message on Patreon, and I can drop you a couple of the effects or just show you how to adjust it quick, you know. It's just if you're playing in 1080p or 2K, or 2K should not be that bad, but if you're playing in 1080p, your game, if you just use the base preset, your game might be a bit blurry already, or it might just not look as crisp, so the TAA might be fine in there. But yeah, once you increase the resolution, the shimmering will stop, but it will be much sharper than 1080. Scruggs, yeah, it comes out next weekend. I'm hoping to release it next weekend. If not, then we're looking next midweek, but hopefully it'll be out for next weekend. I gotta run a couple of tests with a couple of scenarios with times of the day and how it looks under certain scenarios, and it should be all good. Can I disable the preset? Yeah, in a second, mate. I can do that. Okay, where do we actually need to go with that? All the way around there. Mustafa, thank you for the sub, man. Okay, YTF, you can have a look now. I'm gonna switch to this one. Disable all the effects. Yeah. to be honest, I would, if I was you, I'm not sure if you're running any other mods at the moment. Get PNG, get yourself SnowyMoon, and then have a look at the ReShade. Yeah? So you can actually see what kind of a difference they'll bring in. Okay, we're gonna go into nighttime now. Or evening time. Could actually go for a little bit of fog. Bit of a different skybox. Chris, how you doing? You right? The mod I'm using is the extended seat view mod. You can get it for from Steam for ATS and ETS2. There's a lot of versions for ETS2. There's only like 2 versions for ATS. But if you go to Steam, type in extended seat, that should pop up for you. Yes, Scruggs, it makes a massive difference. I mean, it's still fun to run it on other GPUs as well. It will still enhance it, but once you get your hands on something like a 5070, 5080, you see a massive difference there. It's the same for me. I mean, I went from a 3080, so it was doing alright in 4K, but when I actually started pairing it up with DLSS with 100 scaling in 4K as well, the 3080 wasn't doing that great. So yeah, you just have to take that into account, that a superior graphics card will just give you a better overall experience with it. Yeah, Chris, no worries, man. If you can't find it, you can reach out again, or on the video or something like that. I can link that for you if you want. Really shame that I have to go back and forth between that GPS. It breaks the immersion a little bit. I would like not to have to do that, but I have to come up with some sort of a setup for streaming as well. reflections are actually nice of the sun coming just opposite the hood. I'm running reflections 2 at the moment. The reflections 3 will be a little bit better. I don't think that it would run the stream that well, as the difference between reflection 2 and 3 would kind of take around 25% of the graphics card. YTF, why does the game look better during those times? It will be mostly due to the micro shadows as well. SnowyMoon improves micro shadowing and the whole texture map and everything. There's still, if you actually, if you go outside at 12 in noon, yeah, the sun is up, you still get shadowing everywhere. Even if you got some sort of grass or anything like that, it'll drop shadows down. In ATS and ETS too, there's not that much shadowing when the sun is affecting the texture directly, so it just looks kind of bland. SnowyMoon improves a lot, but the way SnowyMoon does the SSAO, I think he's using, or MXAO, it has to pick up some sort of a small shadow to enhance it, and the shadows at that time of the day in ETS and ATS are just much more limited than other times of the day. I think that the favorite time to drive would be 5 AM to, let's say, 10 AM and then 4 PM onwards. But it depends on the skybox as well. If you're using a cloudy kind of a skybox within daytime, it will look better as well. If you're going to use a sunny skybox that does not use any clouds or anything like that, you're just going to have the light directly set on the textures, and it's not going to look as good as cloudy skybox. Brunak, you know what? I could send you some pictures. I do not want to change any of the settings now. Sometimes when I try to change the resolutions or the DLSS, it might lag a bit. Yeah, right. If it 100% that's true, I'm just saying that even now we'll need some sort of a shadow to go off by. It's not just going to pick up anything that does not change. If you have a texture, if there's no change in lighting of that texture, it's not just going to randomly pick up the shadow and adjust the shadow to it, because if it would, then it would just make the whole texture as a shadow. So if SCS improves this at some point, I think that SnowyMoon will look even better with that. Right here, that's a V for you. That's the third version of it. That's Krogs. I'm just looking at your comment now. Yeah, Krogs, you're fine with running any of the ReShade. The only thing you will have to have is the updated SnowyMoon bit. But ReShade is fine. You can run it on any version of the ReShade that is compatible with SnowyMoon, so you should be fine with that. Oh, you mean the updated ReShade? Yeah, sorry, because I just had a look on your comment again. You can run it on any ReShade that is there, so. Panie Krzysztofie, tam się wszystko błyszczy, maska, opon, wszystko. have a look how this looks in the different skybox. Yeah, that one's much better. The other one's fine. This one's better. Yeah, running hack can drop you something like that, 100%. It'll actually what you suggested might look and kind of give you the comparison a little bit better than if I just run a whole video with it. Just to, if you have a comparison slider, you can actually see what changes, so it would make sense to do that. Scruggs, you can update it if you want. It'll most likely not work with SnowyMoon, but you can revert. I can send you a version of ReShade that will be compatible with whatever. YTF, so well, I've not discussed that directly with SnowyMoon, how does his plugin work, but I can tell you that it's a game engine overlay. I think that it picks up the game engine code. Similar kind of thing to ReShade as well, yeah, but much more advanced in, you know, in any way. It is some sort of a similar to ReShade app that just has access to, well, I believe has access to all of the code of the game, of the graphics engine, and then he's able to implement whatever he wants within that code. As ReShade just, well, ReShade has some access to the code, but I don't think that it has all the access to it. As you can just kind of with ReShade you can only affect what's on the screen. He's actually affecting the textures, the rendering of the textures, so I think it just has a full access to the graphics engine's code. Yes, Scruggs, I did change the skybox, yeah. I mean, you do not have to change the skybox. I've decided to do that to just showcase a bit of a better sunset. A better experience for you to look at than just some unexciting, non-cloudy sunrise. Oh, you're asking how did I do that? Through the command console. Yes, Crocs, if you have a look now, command console, set skybox, yeah, change to wherever you want. I can send you the command for it. You could just pause the stream and just have a look as G_set_skybox and then the number of the skybox. PNG has 11 skyboxes. So 1 to 11, it has 3 sets of overcast weather with rain. So you got set weather 2 and set weather 1. YTF, that is a very good question, because I could see very well in the dark, so that's why I didn't have him on. No, really, I just forgot to put him on. That's it. Bruno, I'm playing with a Sim Magic Alpha steering wheel. More of a sim racing steering wheel than just normal steering wheel for trucks, but yeah. I used to have a Thrustmaster T300 back in the day, long time ago. Guy says we're not gonna drive in the night time because it's a bit boring. Skip it to the morning. And we'll continue in the morning. Yeah, no worries, Kirks. I just offered it. Bruno, you know what? If you go for Logitech G29, I think it's a good starting point to a steering wheel. Or you could go for a direct drive from Moza, R3 or 5. If you're only playing truck games, don't really need to get R5. You could just get a Moza R3. You should be fine with it. YTF. If you mean just editing the videos, anything like that, yes. If you're, like for example, me when I'm tweaking stuff all the time, when I test PNG, when I do all kinds of stuff with YouTube, and you know, when I'm doing Ultimate ReShade, checking out the new bits out, editing videos, it kind of switches, so you're playing a bit less, but yeah. Yeah, modern, yeah. I mean, it might not be tiring. It depends what kind of a situation you find yourself in. Because if everything is alright, everything goes smooth, then you're fine. Then you've got time to do other bits with the game. If you're struggling with something at the moment, you're trying to adjust something, it doesn't work. And it's not just the weather mods; it's with any kind of mods. Yeah, then you just sit in that kind of a space where you're just trying to solve issues and might not be able to enjoy the game as much as you did before. Pan Punk Rocka, witam. Bardzo się cieszę, że podoba Ci się grafika. Teraz 22. Na razie dzięki wielkie, że byłeś dzisiaj na streamie. Dobranoc. Michał ZLC, dzięki wielkie panie, dzięki. Wiem, że tam napisałeś ostatnio i widziałem też twoją wiadomość, muszę, kurde, wiesz, zobaczyć jeszcze raz, o co tam chodziło. I przepraszam z góry za opóźnienie. Spóźniony czas odpisania. Teraz 22. Dzięki wielkie. Pan Kroka, no ostatnio mniejsza aktywność, fakt. Yeah, that jailbreak does sound good to be honest. I don't use it that much, but it does sound good. Okay, we'll see what kind of a parking spot we're gonna get. Because last time we got it wasn't that great. The setup I'm running, it's an extended 379 frame. So as you can see, the frame is much longer than a normal kind of a truck. So the trailer's a 53 feet as well. So we'll see where we need to park that. Okay, I'll attempt to park that here. I'm not sure how successful we're going to be with that. Bruno, I'm trying to drive smooth. I don't know how well it will go in real life, but I'm trying to run smooth. Man. ATS too. European trucks are much easier to park with. The whole setup is not as long as an extended 379. Fan Kroka Wesoły, już mam chyba nawet dwa odcinki z fikcyjnej Polski, wiesz, z tej bety. No na pewno jak będą jakieś update'y, to też będą objęte. Ale jak zobaczysz sobie na kanale, z miesiąc temu chyba z dwa filmiki wrzuciłem. So my mic is quiet, let me adjust it. Let me just try to park this, and I'll try to adjust it. It'll probably be quiet because I'm outside of the cab. It should be a little bit better now. Let me just park that. I'm gonna adjust my mic quick. I'll turn it up a little bit, and you guys just tell me if it's any better or not. Okay, what's the next job that we've got? In Lake Charles, I would like to go somewhere up north. We might go to Arkansas as well, and just drive through the northern parts of Louisiana. Or we could go to New Orleans, taking the other route. No, Bruno, I'm not a graphics engineer. It's just my hobby. I do well, it's not my job. It's a task that I'm carrying out. It's testing a project next gen, so I'm better testing all the content and seeing if anything can be improved. So yeah. Fan Kroka, nie, ja raczej eventów nie robię, wiesz. Yes, Bruno, it's just my hobby. I just I enjoy trucks. I like when the game looks good. I don't know if I should stop here. I think that I had my stop marker back there, but I'll just have to stop here then. Got 15 people on this stream. We had 30 people or something. I wasn't expecting that even 30 people would like to tune in, but we're on the way to pick up another load to New Orleans. To turn in here? No, not turn. Yeah, we gotta go all the way down. Tensa się pojawiła. Am I gonna play ATS? I was planning to do ATS only. I do not have my ATS set at the moment. I was recording today. Not very well prepped. I'm planning to play some ETS tomorrow for a change though. If you'd want to tune in tomorrow, maybe we can get some ETS action on a one-to-one map, or maybe we'll drive the Nordics DLC or something like that. Yeah, Ronak, yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, thank you. JP Productions, hi there man, you alright? How is your evening or your morning? I'm not sure if you're from US or Europe or Asia. Rox G, thanks so much mate, thanks so much for the support. Captain Goofy, yeah, it does look good. It looks more direct. I like V1 as well. I think V1 will always stay in my heart, but V3 is more direct. It'll look better on most of the setups, even with some weaker GPUs, you'll still be able to kind of get a similar look color grading wise, as not all the extra rendering is kind of acting the same between 1080p, 2K and 4K resolution. So well, I'm gonna release V3 looking next weekend. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to release it by next weekend. If not, it's next midweek. Getting a bit busy at work just before Christmas, so I'm just kind of trying to balance those two. JP Productions, that's good. If you're from US, then you're still enjoying your Saturday day then. I didn't know. Yeah, I'm gonna do whenever PNG Winter comes to beta or any sort of testing, I'm gonna do a video on it. Yeah, before it's released, we'll have to test it first, so we'll get a chance to have a look at that. it's not confirmed when it's coming out yet, so it's in early stages of adjusting it. As with every update SCS drops, there's a lot of changes within the base folder and base share folder and prefabs and all the textures that they're swapping out, so there's a lot of work to be done to actually adjust it. Pinkman, I might have a 20-second delay, that is true. As I said, that's my first stream, so I'll just have to see how I can reduce that, but today is just a test stream. Runek, it's not an OLED, it's just a normal VA panel. Wait, I missed the marker. Yeah, America's Psych, I'm just having a look on your comment. I missed the markers, I need to go back and then I'll have a look. Yeah, the markers there. Yeah, Pinkman, well, yeah, as I said, first we need to get it all working fine. We'll to test all the textures, well, trees will be the most important bits, to just catch out all the trees and all the DLCs. As I said, the base folder might have been changed. Let me just adjust my microphone because we got another person saying that it's a bit low in volume. Hopefully that'll improve now. Yeah, American Psych, I'm just having a look now. So you mean that the distance fog is not visible on V1? It wouldn't be necessarily down to the preset, it would be down to the weather depth that you got. Weather depth, I mean just the weather mode that you're running, if you actually have fog in there or not. One thing that will kind of affect it is the white light and exposure, as it will kind of bump up the white light that you've got on the horizon. Uber Flash, you're from Brazil, yeah? How you doing, you right? Krzysztof, ty słyszysz dobrze. Krzysztof, a teraz mikrofon jest dobrze ustawiony, czy trzeba go ściszyć, podgłośnić? American Psycho, thanks so much, man. Yeah, as I said, if you're struggling with the fog, just add a bit more white light to it, and it will bump up the horizon thing. Like, if you look at the scenery now, that fog is bumped by the white light as well. So. Pinkman, just coming back to the delay, I'd have to see, because I see the live chat, I'm just responding to the live chat that I've got on my phone. I'm not sure if, but when I get a second monitor and actually set up the chat from my OBS, if that's going to change, but I'm going to have a look at the delay settings as well. I hope that it's not the biggest inconvenience that we've got today. So. Fan pan kroka znowu tęcza, bo to taki ten much of a chassis. Yeah, one of our viewers from Poland is saying that we've got the rainbow going on again. So that's a nice sign to see. Okay, we're going all the way down to New Orleans. Yeah, when we run ATS 2 tomorrow, I might even run it from the dashcam camera. That might be something interesting to see on stream. I had one comment today asking, what kind of a saying if they only do that for the video and just for people to enjoy that. But to be honest, I don't mind driving it with that view. I drive like that, and whenever I try to just enjoy the game without recording it. So. Krzysztof, dzięki wielkie, że byłeś na streamie. Miłej nocy ci życzę. Pan Kroka, dzięki wielkie również, że byłeś na streamie. Yeah, we're getting some heavy sun glare going through the skies now. It's covered with clouds, but the glare is getting through. Yeah, I enjoy the time. To be honest, I even enjoy making them, because I would record around an hour and a half of footage, and then I can just choose the music for it, edit it in whatever way I would want to edit it in, and one thing that I've not done is the time lapse for ATS, but I don't know if you actually seen that I do time lapses on one-to-one maps. As when you actually go on the one-to-one map, or one-to-one scale map, you go on the highway and you've got a realistic curvature of the highway. There's not that many turns. The turns are much smoother, just like a normal highway would be. If you're looking at 1-19 maps, or just a normal kind of a base SCS maps, the highways do tend to be much curvier and then have more turns. So on the time lapse, I'm just kind of thinking how that'll look in a time lapse, if it will still look kind of natural and realistic. A Michał, bardzo miło, że podoba ci się gry. nice. We've got 21 people on stream. I'd like to welcome everyone, and I hope that you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. It's a preview of the V3 of Project Ultimate ReShade. Just doing a couple of runs with it in ATS, just wanted to see how it looks in different conditions. To be honest, it's looking alright so far. One thing now that I have to improve is just the way that I look at my GPS. For new people that tuned in, I'll most likely get a second monitor for my streaming setup. Normally I'll run my GPS on my phone. I'm actually looking for the chat on my phone, so yeah. Yeah, the Romanian map is nice, very nice. The Alexandru guy, he actually made a map 125, the Romanian map 125. The 121 is made, I mean, he might have had some sort of involvement with it as well, but it's a different set of people that made the map. But both projects are very good. Even with his 125 map, he did cover most of Romania already, so and it's free to pick up on the SCS forum, so if anyone would want to have a go, you can just go directly to SCS forum and pick up the map. Of course he's gonna turn. And the SCS traffic is brutal. Both ATS and ETS too. Whenever they want to merge, they just merge. Yeah, we need to get to the right side. Okay, so we've arrived in New Orleans. Yeah, Ronak, yeah, it used to be called the Mayu map or Maju map or whatever you want to call it. It's called the Czech Real map now. Yeah, it's very nice. There's some older segments of it as well, but generally the whole map looks alright. it's just understandable that the new parts of the map will look better than the old ones. Or even with, let's say, even if they release 15 kilometers of a new map in a scale 1 to 1, it's something similar to 500 kilometers or 400 kilometers in a normal SCS base map, so you can still have a play with it. Well, yeah, those one-to-one maps, they give you a different kind of an experience overall with the drive and with the way the scenery looks, with the horizons and everything. As I said at the beginning of the stream, someone asked me if I think that ATS looks better than ETS, and I did say that the biggest difference is the way the skyboxes are exposed in ATS. Much more open space than ETS2, where with one-to-one maps in ETS2 it is kind of similar to ATS just because of how open the maps are. Cyril, thanks so much, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the graphics. It's good that it's a short train. We don't have to wait long. Michał, dzięki wielkie, że byłeś dzisiaj. Bardzo się cieszę, że podoba ci się, co widzisz. Nie mi się zawsze podoba. Okay, where do we actually need to park it this time? All the way down here. This should be a little bit better than the other locations, to be honest. Vinicio Santos, how you doing, anyway? My best one-to-one map. Let me just quickly park that. I'll be able to answer your question. Oh, so it's not gonna actually release it. It's fine. Vinicius Santos, the best one-to-one map. If you're looking at quality-wise and the way it's built, I'll say RPM, the German map, would be one of the best. Then you're looking at Czech Real map, Romanian map one-to-one, when it will be a bit more finished. It's going to be a solid choice as well. What else? Rotas Brazil. I don't think it's done one-to-one scale, but well, it's not just a normal base map. So Rotas Brazil, I like the map a lot. We're gonna go to. We'll actually go to. Where should we go? We've been there. We're gonna go to Harrison, Arkansas. I'm just gonna go through the north parts of Louisiana. Oh. Okay, because it did move us when it auto parked. I think there's some issues with parking that trailer. It doesn't actually fit to the parking box directly and well. Wiktor Fajrowski, cześć, jak się masz? Mam nadzieję, że dobrze ci spędza dzisiaj wieczór. Masz dobry wieczór, że bardzo podoba ci się grafika, którą tutaj mamy. Sorry, jeżeli mówię trochę takim łamanym polskim, jak cały czas skaczę pomiędzy polskim a angielskim, to trochę to połamanie może wychodzić. Caesar, I would change the FOV. I'm using an extended seat mode from Steam, or you can just make a mod by yourself by adjusting the seat SII in the interior model. But I'm using an extended seat mode from Steam. Adjust my FOV to 90 and then just adjust the camera accordingly to what you see now. You can adjust it to whatever you want, to be honest. Yeah, Rune, there's a couple of maps from Poland as well. Real Poland 1-to-1 is very well made. It doesn't cover that much of the distance between the beginning and the end of the map, but you can still have a 20-25 minute drive on it. But it does look very good though. It's just with maps like RPM, Real Poland 1-to-1, the attention to detail is much higher than 1-to-5 maps or even base maps like Promods or something like that. So those projects will take much longer to develop than just normal maps. Actually getting on the road now. Yeah, 100% the difference in quality is there. But you can then expect that it will take much longer to develop that kind of project. Caesar, if you didn't hear me, I'm using the extended seat mod from Steam. I've got a couple of them for ETS2 and 1 or 2 for ATS. So if you just go to Steam, type in extended seat view, you should be able to find it. Then I set my FOV at 90 and adjust the camera to what you see now. Yeah, Vinicio, yeah. I'm enjoying the views as well, especially from the dashboard point of view. I know that it might not be, well, the most realistic look for a lot of people out there, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, Runak, yeah. Z-Mods, EVR, Max, top ones. There's, to be honest, Z-Mods from paid ones for ATS, and then you go Slav Jerry as well. He's got good engine sounds. For ETS2, EVR, I think EVR has the best quality sounds. Logic, how you doing, my man? Yeah, we're getting some miles down the road. I hope that you're liking the graphics and the drive itself. At the moment, Vinicio, that's a V3, just a preview of it. So it's something coming up next weekend or next week. Well, today's Saturday, so either next weekend or next week following the next weekend. So okay, we can just go straight there. Logic, this is the V3. It's not released yet. As I said on the stream, I love V1 and I drive V1 most of the times. But I think V3 will do much better on different computer specs that people have. Generally, it'll just look better across most setups. There's less rendering on it. Yeah. V1 is, I mean, I'll probably still drive V1 and V3 back and forth. But V1 has so much rendering on it that if you're not actually driving it in 4K, it might be a bit tough to adjust. 4K and 2K is fine. I think people would struggle with it in 1080p. But yeah, if Logic, if you wanna reach out to me on Patreon, just drop me a message. Send some photos, we can always adjust something. Because it's not, you don't need to use the preset as it comes. You know, we can do adjustments to it, because at the end of the day, that needs to look good to you. I release it just true to my vision of what it should look like, but you might look for something else within that preset. So just drop me a message, we'll try to fine tune it for you. Caesar, thanks so much, mate. Thank you, mate. Salvatore Production, how you doing, man? You alright? How's your day going? Yeah, 100%. Drop me a message and we'll sort something out. Guys, for new people that are coming in and dropping a message on chat, I know that I do have around 15 to 20 second delay on the chat. I do apologize for that. It's my first stream that I'm making. Next time I'm live, I'll try to adjust it that the latency is a bit less than it is at the moment. Also, I do not have a second monitor that I read the chat off. I'm actually reading the chat off my phone, so there might be delay on it as well. Yeah, Salvatore, that's great to hear. Getting some work done, then just enjoying the weekend. I think that I've seen some of your videos, Salvatore. I think that I've seen some of it. I think it's more of an informative kind of a channel. I'm not sure if you're doing any gameplays on it, but I've seen that there's a more of an informative channel around ETS and ATS. Yeah, Runek. It would look way different with DLSS. It will look better in 4K, and actually, I might take this on as a challenge to kind of smooth out that TAA in 4K and see what it will actually look like. Because it will have to have 1 or 2 extra layers of smoothing out the textures in the edges. It will not be as good as DLSS, as that is way more superior than just normal TAA. But we'll have a look at what we actually can do with that. Yeah, Salvatore, you see, that's something that it's not that I struggle on, but I don't do it as much. I'm trying to work in the video for all my settings and all this like that. I think it's what I enjoy more is just actually content creation in this kind of a form. So it's recording the drive, trying to find the best day like settings for the drives and everything, just to make it look good. I do admire the work that people are putting into more of a talk of videos, informative videos, as there's much more work that needs to go into those kind of videos than just a gameplay video. You'll check out I'm glad you're enjoying the graphics, man. Caesar, if you can't get to 90 FOV, that might mean that the truck is not supported, or yeah, it will either be the truck or you're adjusting the incorrect setting, but I think that you're adjusting the correct setting and the truck just might not be supported with it though. What kind of a truck did you try to do that on? Yeah, Caesar, what kind of a truck are you trying to adjust this on? There's one truck on ATS that I know that it does not work that well with it. It's the Volvo Fire now. ResBuilt. I'm not sure if ResBuilt has open files. If it has a open def file, you could check what is the def name of the truck and just add it yourself into the mod. Or if you have an open def file, you can just create a file within the def interior and then seat SII, and then just create some sort of an extension yourself. Or you could just have a look at any of the other mods that are available on Steam, because the one you chose might not cover ResBuilt, but there might be others that will. Tahal, I'm using an extended seat view mod from Steam. You can find it on Steam for ATS and ETS too. There's more versions for ETS too than there is for ATS. Silly Panda, how you doing, my bro? What's up, man? Man, what time it is for you there? It's like 5 AM now? If it is 5 AM, then I appreciate you getting up that early to actually watch the stream. And by the way, Panda, I know that there might be a 20-second delay on the stream. I did not dwell that much into the settings before I actually run it, as I was just trying to kind of get a hang of it, how to set it up, so there might be a bit of a delay. 5:30 in the morning. That's a good time to watch some ATS, to be honest. Yeah, it's midnight where I am, so... Panda, you see what I gotta do? I gotta switch between the GPS, man. I'm driving blind, to be honest. I've got my chat on the phone. I can't have my GPS on my phone, so... It's good that I'm actually making the deliveries happen. Salvatore, yes. That's my V3 of the Project Ultimate ReShade. Dropping next weekend, hopefully. And yes, I do have PNG on it. A PNG, SnowyMoon V2, and the V3 of the reset. Now, release date, I'm hoping next weekend. If not next weekend, then somewhere midweek after next weekend, for Christmas. Man, I do know that I need to get a second motor. Man, I'm struggling today. But, you know, we're making it happen. No, but I thought about that already. Like, I was like, if I'm gonna drive with this FOV, there's no way that I could actually have my GPS on, as I've got my chat on. So we are improvising today. Salvatore, thank you so much for your kind words, man. I'll be on the lookout for the video that you're preparing. Brunak, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you staying up till 5:30 in the morning just to watch the stream. I appreciate this support, bro. You know what? I can, but then I don't know if I need to get a mod for this, and you can see that. I need to get some sort of an overlay on that GPS. It's not looking as crisp as the TomTom or other mods. Hey Marcus, how you doing, alright? For myself, I use V1. I think that most of the people use V1, but I use V2 on certain occasions for ETS and ATS as well. But it's just much more heavier kind of a preset than V1. So Uranak, thanks so much for tuning in today. Did you find any at all? Did you find any of the SIG mod? Panda, yeah, that's the BrewBuilt 379. Cowder, thank you for the sub, man. guys, we got 24 people on the stream. I hope that everyone's having a good day, evening, or morning in some parts of the world. Panda, you know, no, there is a node for the GPS to go down. You can place the GPS in the left-hand side corner, but I need a mod to just overlay the GPS as it is. I don't know, the GPS that comes with it is just really like low resolution on the GPS. I'm not sure if it's just me or if I'm not using a certain mod that would go with it. Because you can literally get the GPS where the Packard logo is. You said that you're running that Google Maps GPS overlay. Maybe that'll work for it. It'll look way better than the default one. But I'm aware that some of the trucks, however they come with the GPSs, you're just unable to override the GPS settings on them. So I wonder if that's the case for the 379 as well. Daniel, I hope you have a good night as well. Thank you. If anyone read the title of the stream, we're actually in Arkansas at the moment. We drove out of Louisiana. I'm gonna give the Google Maps GPS a try, because the iPad that is there was quite big, to be honest. So I expect the resolution to drop in there. I'll need to check out the Garmin one, because the Garmin is way smaller than the iPad. Salvatore, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a good night and a good night's rest, man. Model house. I'm using an extended seat view mod from Steam that just overrides the way you can set up your camera. So I adjust my FOV to 90 and then just adjust the camera accordingly to whatever you want to have it. Caesar, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great night, man. Mother House, it's €5.50 or $6 for a sub. You get 2 presets at the moment with all the settings. The current preset I'm running is V3. It's dropping next weekend or just the week following it. So you can sub for a month, get your files, and then sub next time when there's a bigger update coming in, or just stay longer in support. So yeah. Silly Panda, what are we holding? Man, I need to have a look, because I didn't even look what they actually put in the back of my truck. Container, mate. Yeah, so the weight of it is probably not that great as well. Yeah, we've got the rack at the back, so don't have to worry about any damages. Mother House, they're a bit different if it comes to the versions for ETS2 and ATS. There's not that much of it. Whoa, oh my god, I did not see that coming. I was reading the comment. I'll have to take a bit of a shortcut in here. It's good that we don't have that many people on the stream. Hopefully there's people gonna excuse me for that. Yeah, ETS versions and ATS versions, they do differ a little bit. V2 differs a lot between the ETS2 and the ATS version. V1 is somewhat similar, there's slight changes to it. But yeah, V2 will differ a lot between ATS and ETS. But it's a much heavier preset, the V2, so I'd recommend getting the V1 and then just waiting for a V3. But to be honest, I'll be driving both. I'll be driving V1 and V3. Yeah, it does happen. Yeah, the thing is, I've got the roadblocks turned off, so I don't have the X's on the roads. So yeah, textures did look a bit odd, to be honest. I should be expecting to hit something if the textures are not loaded up. Yeah, man, off-roading. But look at this. With this setup, yeah, we made it work with this setup. So man, we can do everything. Yeah, Mother House is just one subscription for the whole pack. When you sub to it, you get the instructions and everything. You get my personal settings and anything you need to adjust within the game itself with the presets. You can just give me a shout on Patreon or whatever, and then we can adjust it. So there's support to it as well if you want to adjust anything. Mate, I knew that you were gonna say that. Struggles of driving this view, and I bet everyone who thinks that that's a weird view, they probably enjoyed that moment me driving into that roadblock. Well, maybe I'm just blind. Maybe that's not the view. Maybe that's not the view itself. Maybe I'm just blind. Darwin Bros, the release is coming up next weekend, or just the next week following the next week. Rusty, how you doing, right? Did not try those settings in VR. Tried VR once. I did not launch ATS in it. I'm not sure how that would actually look. as this looks good just because of the clarity of it, just because it runs in 4K and you can get the textures looking rather crisp than not. I'm not sure how that actually look in VR, because I've never tried ATS in VR. I think that if you're looking at improving the image in VR, it would be more just the color grading itself than additional bits from the reshade, to be honest. And one thing I'll have to check, I don't know if SnowyMoon actually covers VR. That's something that I've never actually dwelled into. May Silly Panda tell me about that. And at the beginning when I was recording my videos, I'd record 15-20 minutes of it, and just when I was about to park, something crazy happened and the whole video went to the bin, so I know the pain. Yeah, Darwin Rose, that's the motion blur by SnowyMoon, where you could adjust motion blur with reshade, but then it would just kind of overhaul the whole motion on the screen, where SnowyMoon's motion blur only affects the sides of the screens and everything that you just go by. Galaxy Traveler, I'm happy that you're liking the look, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the graphics. Oh, so you played it in VR already with it. Then if you played it in VR and on 156, to be honest, there shouldn't be that many changes. I mean, Reshade will have the same version that you run. SnowyMoon will just a couple of bits, but it should all look fine if you played it before. Yeah, there was few changes between 156 and 157, but there shouldn't be anything game breaking in there. Guys, we've got 37 people in the stream. I hope that everyone's enjoying what they're seeing. I hope that everyone is having a good day, good evening, or good morning, wherever they are located in. Yeah, Silly Panda, that's why I thought that if it clicks, it clicks. If it works, then it should work regardless the version of it. But I might be wrong, because I've never actually played in VR, but I think that that's the logic behind it. Oh, Rusty, I see. Is that just you think it's just VR specific, or generally more performance taxing? As I did not see that much of a change, but it might be setup specific as well. Hey Bumblebee, I'm based in London as well, so kind of in the same time zone. Yeah, looking to get SnowyMoon. Yeah, I would advise to get SnowyMoon, get PNG or JBX, and then maybe gain some reshades if you want to improve it further on. Where do we need to turn actually? doesn't have up on these roads because of that GPS. Yeah, I've got a 58, but the thing is, if someone's using, well, I bet Rusty's using the same hardware, then there shouldn't be that much of a change. But maybe there is. Maybe there's something that I might not know. So I don't know. From this 3D Prism SCS engine, I would expect any kind of issues. So. Yeah, Bumblebee, that's a good way to start with SnowyMoon and some graphic mods. Yeah, Panda, I know PNG for life, but you know, I believe that the weather depth is way better in PNG than JBX, but maybe someone's gonna like JBX as well. You know? Rusty, I see, so you've been struggling with the DLSS. Oh, DLA. Okay. You should be able to... Rusty, thanks so much, I did try to do a decent job with it. Hopefully I achieved something that people enjoy as well. As Panda said, try DLSS, because maybe there's just something, I don't know, maybe you need to pick up the new file from DLSS or something like that, if your performance changed. But as I said again, it might just be VR specific. Panda, the call is yours, because we're getting to the end of our journey now. My leg hurts from the throttle pedal. Are we doing another run, or should we call it a night? Mateusz Maciejewski, dzięki za suba. Dzięki wielkie. Yeah, PNG is way more accurate if it comes to the lighting itself. But at the same time, we're saying too much bloom, and then we slap a lot of that bloom on our reshades as well. But I guess using bloom even for the reshade when it's actually adjusted correctly from the weather mod makes a difference if it's over bloomed and then you try to adjust the bloom through reshade, so that might make a difference. Vinicius, that's just 379 by BrewBuilt. Have a look on how it looks. Yeah, Panda, I know that it does make a difference. That's what I mean, with PNG you've actually got freedom to kind of play around with the reshade with, you know, adjust a little bit better than other graphics mods. Silly Panda, that's the drone modding, Kyle and Siebert. You see it has a curve to it as well. It's not a square trailer. I don't know if you can see the curvature of it. Yeah, Bumblebee. I think that they should work in the VR adaptation as well, just to get it working as it should be working. And I hope that in the future they will actually work on it. But with the console release as well, I think that a lot of things are going to be improved in those instances. Where for the last 10-12 years ATS 2 was just PC specific game. I think that going forward they might be focusing on other bits as well. His Raven is right. I've got a monthly sub at Drone Modern, and I don't know, it costs $10 or something like that, and then you get all the updates and all these trailers and everything. So I've got a whole pack of it. I think it's a great deal because you've got the Raven, you've got the Kylan Saber, you've got a couple of trailers in there, really good trailers as well. You've got some dump trailers. Where do we actually need to go? Where do we need to park this thing? Mate, of course it has to be a place like that. We'll try to make it work. Yeah, Panda, how's that looking? The Enrique stuff. You know, there's something. I don't know if yeah. Sometimes that trailer doesn't pick up the parking marker. Okay, let's see what we can actually do from here on. We could go to Missouri. Wouldn't be that bad. Then I'm running a different scale. I'm running a 1 to 10 scale instead of a 1 to 19, so it's actually more miles than it is showing here. Panda, should we go to St. Joseph, Missouri? We'll drive through a whole state though. Yeah, we'll go to St. Joseph. Mate, you're talking about reversing with that view, but that's a long setup. I mean, I know that you could probably get a 305 frame on it, but yeah, a bit difficult to park with this. Okay, we need to drive just down there, so it's not that. You know what? I was looking at that trailer that BrewBuilt linked on his Facebook. The tanker trailer. It has a double option to it as well. I think I'm gonna get it for tomorrow. So I'm kind of looking at trailers. I want to get the flatbed by Sartana modded. It has a double version of it as well. It's $15. Not that bad. And then $30 for that tanker trailer, but it's looking great. Like the chrome's on it. The chrome is really popping on that trailer. I just forgot the modder's name. Yeah, Panda, it's a 1 to 10 scale map. I mean, it's a SES map, but the time runs slower than on a normal scale. Guys, we got 36 people on the stream. I hope that you guys are enjoying the drive along with me. I hope that you guys are having a great day, evening, morning, or whatever time it is in your time zone. You mean the double for the tanker trailer? The one with the chromes? Or... flatbeds. Yeah, I might get the flatbeds first. It gives a good vibe, to be honest. Those flatbeds. Because I was looking at the Southern Skin and Cali flatbeds, but they only do the square bales, hay bales and all of that. Yeah, I think that we missed the company that we should. Oh my god. See, I was talking about the flatbeds and we missed the. I was thinking that that's not where I'm gonna pick up from. But now, I don't think that there'll be some space to turn around. Let's just quickly do that. May, I'm gonna take him out. I'm just gonna go all the way down there, not cause any more havoc. Yeah, I might just teleport. I was trying to play as realistic as it gets, but I guess we'll have to do a quick teleport to kind of get back on track. Hey, that job is expired now. Do we go Iowa? Well, I guess we're gonna go to Iowa then. Yeah, Silly Panda, it is an expensive hobby, unfortunately. Guys, what we gonna do is we're not gonna drive at night. We're switching to the morning time already. And we're just gonna enjoy the morning drive. I mean, there's nothing wrong with driving at night, but the game looks a lot better with the improvements. I think that it is better to just having a look at it in the daytime than just nighttime. Panda, that is true. There is something to it, and there is a good approach to that as well. That is a very good call. Panda, we're gonna be driving in ETS tomorrow. We might actually go through Nordics again. I didn't discover that much of Finland so far. I went for Sweden and Norway. I went for some of Finland, but I've got any head tracking software. I think that's what you've asked for, so I do not have any at the moment. I'm thinking of getting the Tobii eye tracker, but I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. When I'm driving with those kind of FOVs, I'll not use it that much. But maybe if I would have the eye tracker, I'll do some of the videos from the inside of the cab as well. Yeah, ATS too, yeah. Mother house, I was born in Poland. I grew up in Canada and I live in London. You could probably tell that my accent is all over the place and it doesn't sound like anything. Staff manual. I'm using an extended seat view mode for the way I drive. I set my FOV at 90 and I just adjust the camera accordingly to what I want it to look like. Yeah, Norway. I think that those parts of Norway up in the north, they're very well made. I'm not saying that Sweden and Finland is not well made, but I did like those parts the best as well. There's some nice mountains to it, some valley openings. Okay, we'll need to find a gas station very soon. What a house, that's nice. I mean, it's not boring, you know, living in the same country, speaking the same language. It's much more traditional than moving around all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice that you're studying Polish. Sarkis, how you doing, man? Right? My scaling is at 125, so 100 at the moment with DLSS in 4K. I normally see Panda, I run a 125, but I didn't know how much of a GPU load I'm gonna get with 125, so I went for 100 now. The GPU load is at 70% at the moment, 75%. So I could run 125 easily. It's just that I didn't want to risk it for the stream. Because my OBS settings for videos are set. The settings that I had to do for the stream are a little bit different, so I didn't know how much would that affect my setup. So yeah, Mother House, I see where you're coming from with that. Yeah, I hope that you get to experience some other places as well. But at the same time, you know, everything is dependent on the individual situation, and yeah, and I do think that that's quite sad what's happening. I don't think that people that are not involved in it, you know. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over it, but I don't think that it's right what's going on. Yeah, Panda, it's looking good at 100 as well. Yeah, Mother House, I see what you're saying. I can understand that though. Oh, 447. Yeah, American Truck Simulator, yeah man. Yes, Arcade, so I normally run my GPS and everything on my phone. This is the first stream I'm making today. So I've actually got the chat on my phone. I'll still have to buy myself a second monitor so I can actually have a normal kind of a streaming setup. Yeah, Mother House is just kind of how world runs and how everything happens. It would be better if a situation like this would not happen in the first place. Then there will be no effects on other people as well. And I hope that at some point we won't have to worry about things like this happening. Mother House, yeah, there is a rainbow in there. Better view over here. Oh, I can't see it that well. Well, it is there to the left. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but yeah. No, my ReShade does not add the rainbow, it's the PNG Skybox 1 that adds the rainbow. See, Panda knows all the skyboxes, that's good. He studies them. Just like me. Well, we could add an overlay with a ReShade to have a rainbow on the screen, but it will not look exactly like that. Yeah, no, that's all good, that's all good. Oh, we were supposed to turn right. Man, I'm looking at the rainbow and I'm forgetting where I should be going. But that's the lack of GPS as well. Well, I guess back in the day people were traveling with the map open, and they had to navigate it through a map, so kind of getting a similar vibe with it. Because if I'm not actually looking there or here, I don't have a display in front of me. NVL1DG. Well, I'm playing with that POV because I like it. It might not be realistic to some people. I enjoy driving with it. So yeah, that's why I run it. Mother House, thanks so much for tuning in today, yeah? I hope that you have a good night, man. If you're looking at realism, I'm playing a video game, so it's, you know, we could argue what's realistic and what's not. A realistic thing would be if I actually go out and drive a truck in real life. That would be 100% realistic. That would be as real as it gets. Panda, that's a crazy thing to do though. Can you imagine just memorize all the maps and just... Could do a challenge like that. Drive from Washington to Louisiana without a map. See who actually gets to the place first. But that doesn't count. Well, you wrote it down in the book. Well, I guess it helped you out, but I was just thinking about actually driving the map without any kind of... Well, I guess you got the road signs, so you should be able to go where you need to be going. Yeah, we could do that, 100%. We could have a race across the whole map. But we'll have to start from different places in Bellingham. Panda would be a very intense 4 hours of a drive. Because I think it might be, no, maybe not 4 hours, but 3 hours. It'll take around 3 hours to drive that. Yeah, that is true. I've got a friend who actually or he likes to have the base SCS map discovered up to 100%. And whenever new update drops, he drives there, he tries not to follow GPS or anything like that, he just tries to discover the map as it is. That's a bit crazy as well. Yeah, I live in London. I live in southeast in Kent, so yeah. Kalczus, siema, witam panie. Jak tam ci mija wieczór? Rox, you still live in London or you live somewhere outside of it now? Yeah, Panda, I know it's crazy, and the guy, he's actually doing it without GPS. He's trying to find all those hidden roads and everything, so... Jackson G. Foe, thank you for the sub, man. I hope that you're enjoying what you're seeing, and I hope that you're liking the ride along. Kalczu, w sumie wszystko git. Dzisiaj pierwszego streama robimy testowego. Jakoś to idzie na razie. Oh, I see. Still around London though, still, you know. Roxy, you playing ETS 2, ATS? What are you enjoying the most? Dad the man, how you doing, mate? You alright? Release date most likely next weekend or the week following next weekend. We're running the V3 now. Just wanted to see how it looks in ATS. To be honest, it's looking pretty solid at the moment. ETS version has a bit more to adjust. So yeah. The only thing left would be is adjusting the latency and D, as I'm not releasing any other versions of it. So there'll be one version and it will look different on D and C, but that's understandable because the lightnings do look different as well. V2 is fine, V2 is alright. I use V1 for most of my videos, but to be honest, I enjoy V1 and V2. I think that a lot of people just find V2 a bit too heavy, too gloomy. For me, it's fine. I enjoy V2 as well. But yeah, I think that people spend more time with V1 than V2. I've got videos with both. I've got videos with V2 and V1. Yeah, rocks. Yeah, they are. They really are. I mean, Nordics added a lot of ground to it. I mean, the whole DLC. I don't know if it's bigger than Texas, but it might be bigger than Texas. So yeah, and with the rework of Scandinavia as well, it looks great now. Loveleaf 902, thank you for the sub, man. Yeah, that demand. Yeah, with 1590 you wouldn't have any issues. The issues was I wasn't really well. It's not performance related. I just think that most people would not like the heavy look. To be honest, I love the heavy look of it, but I think most people are looking for something a bit more lighter on the eyes. Yeah, Panda, that is a very good explanation and a very good catch by yourself. Vinicio, my preferred setting at the moment is light in C for ATS and light in D for ETS. Yeah, I know that it brings the metallic paint, but to be honest, I don't know, it's just kind of the baseline for me at the moment is C for ATS and D for ETS. I mean, D looks fine on ATS as well. I just prefer to run it with C. Well, even D affects the metallic paint. Even with light and D, metallic paint isn't what it should be. So. And what should I drive in ETS tomorrow? So I'm thinking about either Czech Real Map or Nordics. Vinicio, the metallic paint works fine. Just a normal SCS engine. It's something that SnowyMoon overrides with the way the lighting works. On D it looks way better than on C, but lighting D still doesn't give you the base metallic look. In my opinion, I might be wrong, but at least from what I've seen. Mate, how about we do Nordics with no GPS, and we'll see how that goes. Mate, I'd have enough after that stream. Nordics with no GPS. Oh, you know what I could do? We could go on Romania map 1-1, and I could just drive on the same highway for 4 hours straight. That's a good shout as well. Mate, I will not need GPS. Will not be an issue. Me staying awake would be an issue. And most likely that would actually happen. I'll be all over the place. Vinicius, but you wanna do a 1-to-1 map? What, just on a highway, or a map that would have some more curved roads to it, or what do you want to do? Okay, Panda, mate, that's what we're doing then. One highway, 4 hours straight. And I'm gonna play on low settings as well, so the scenery does not change. It'll just be the same thing. I'm gonna turn off trees. With no trees in. A Grand Utopia is not a bad shout. I don't know, I'll have a look. You know what, RPM wouldn't be a bad shout. Or Real Pollen 1-to-1, we could run on that. Real Pollen would look good. There's some performance issues with that map in a certain place, and it causes a bigger kind of a lag. I would have to see how it goes with that. Vinicius, you know what? Whatever we're gonna drive tomorrow, I think that it should look alright. I'm not sure what we're gonna drive, but whatever we'll drive should look good. Wait, where do I need to go with that? anything behind the house. Holy Trucker, from what I've heard it works. I'm not sure about the visuals of that reshade. As VR looks a little bit different to what DLSS would look like on a normal monitor. So it would work. I'm just not sure how it will actually good, how good it will look. Hey, who came up with these parking spaces? Panda, what did you miss? Not much, to be honest. Just parking up. Yeah, guys, that'll be it for today. I'd like to thank every one of you that decided to tune in and then just having a look at the preview of the V3 of the Project Ultimate ReShade. I hope that you guys liked what you've seen. I appreciate everyone's support for today. It's getting quite late where I'm from, so need to kind of go to bed soon. As I said, I just want to say that I'm thankful to whoever tuned in for today. Pujo Free, how you doing, man? You right? We're just finishing up now. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna do a stream on ATS tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet, but if you're interested, you can just having a look on my YouTube channel and just tune in. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for today, and I'll see you next time.